ever noticed that Americans love talking about the weather? Hi there, I'm Jason, and this is Jason's Easy English, a podcast that helps you improve your English and learn about American culture with clear, understandable episodes in authentic, everyday language. Today, we're going to talk about the seasons and weather in the United States, and some very common weather expressions Americans use in everyday life. This is especially useful for small talk, work situations, and everyday conversations. A quick reminder, if you enjoy this content, please don't forget to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. All right, let's go ahead and get started. If you spend time with Americans, you'll notice something pretty fast. We talk about the weather a lot, and I mean a lot. One big reason is that the weather in the United States changes often, and it's an easy way to start a conversation. The U.S. is a very large country, so seasons feel very different depending on where you live, in what region. For example, winter in Minnesota is cold and snowy, but winter in Florida is often warm and sunny. Because of this, weather becomes a natural topic everywhere. In winter, you'll often hear people say, "It's freezing today." When something is freezing, it means it's very cold, like in Portuguese, "Está congelando," or in Espanol, "Está muy helado," it's freezing. Americans use this expression even when it's not extremely cold. It's more about how it feels. Another winter expression you'll hear is to bundle up. To bundle up means to put on warm clothes like a coat, scarf, and hat. So like in Portuguese, to bundle up is se agasalhar, or in Spanish, abrigarse. It's important to bundle up when it's cold outside. Parents say this a lot to children before they go outside. Be sure to bundle up. Spring in the U.S. is famous for changing weather. One day it's warm, the next day it's cold again. That's why people often say that spring weather is all over the place. When something is all over the place, it means that it changes a lot and it feels unpredictable. In Spanish, es muy cambiante, or in Portuguese we might say todo bagunçado, all over the place. So spring weather is really all over the place, very hard to predict. Spring also brings rain in many regions of the United States. If it's raining very lightly, Americans may say, "It's drizzling." Drizzling is a very light rain. There's a word for this in Portuguese, garoa, or in Spanish, llovizna. This word comes up a lot in casual conversations. It's just drizzling. It's not really raining. Now, summer is a different story. In many parts of the United States, summer can be very hot and humid. When it's extremely hot, Americans often say to each other, "Wow, it's a real scorcher." When something is a real scorcher, it means the heat is intense and uncomfortable. So something in Portuguese perhaps like calor de rachar, or in Spanish, un calor sofocante. It's a real scorcher. People might also say, "It's so hot, I'm melting," or "I feel like I'm melting." To say you're melting means you feel too hot and tired because of the heat. The Portuguese equivalent is derreter. Você está derretendo, or in Spanish, me estoy derritiendo. I'm melting. This expression is informal and very common in summer. Fall, or autumn, is many Americans' favorite season. The weather gets cooler and the leaves change colors. When fall begins, people often say, "It's cooling off." When the weather is cooling off, it means it's starting to feel less hot. Está começando a se esfriar, or in Spanish, está refrescándose. It's cooling off. This is typical of fall weather. Now, All of this connects to something very important in American English. All of this talk about the weather, and that is the idea of small talk. And I've recorded a separate episode about small talk. Remember, small talk means short, friendly conversations on simple topics like the weather before talking about more serious things. So it's the idea of conversa informal, or charla informal in Spanish, small talk. In the United States, weather is one of the most common small talk topics. It's safe, easy, and personal without being too personal. You hear weather small talk in many places. Before a meeting at work, someone might say, "Cold out there today, huh?" At a coffee shop, a cashier might say, "Looks like rain later." In an elevator, a neighbor could comment, "Beautiful day today, right?" Even on phone calls, Americans sometimes talk about the weather before getting to the real reason for the call. "It's a real scorcher out there today, right?" This kind of small talk helps people feel comfortable. In many Latin American countries, people often start conversations by asking about family or personal life. In the U.S., talking about the weather is often the first step. So if an American talks about the weather with you, don't worry. They're just being friendly. All right, I hope that was interesting and easy to understand. But before I let you go, let's review what we learned today. We talked about seasons and weather in the United States and why Americans love weather small talk. We learned common expressions like freezing, to bundle up, all over the place, drizzling, a real scorcher, melting, and cooling off. These phrases are very useful in everyday American English. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope you were able to understand most of the episode and learned something new. Be sure to follow or subscribe to my podcast, and please share Jason's Easy English with your friends who are also learning English. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you at the next episode.